Okay, so a quick and dirty presentation on how to do SVGs, which is actually really straightforward, you'll be happy to know. What you can do is you can insert the object you're interested in. I've already downloaded the images you're interested in. So if I go to downloads, these are the various things you want. And I've deliberately, I'm going to resize those. I've deliberately used a black background here in case there was any white, because it looked in Teams as though there was some white background here, but there isn't. If there were, then I'd have gone into picture format, I'd have gone into remove background, and then I'd have just selected the bits I wanted to get rid of. But as it happens, I don't need any of that, so I can come out of that. Next thing to do, dead easy, right mouse click, choose save as picture, and then you choose the format, which is either going to be PNG or JPEG or whatever. In this case, we want to be scalable vector graphics. Now, that's fine. Let's just call that back arrow light blue. We'll save it in, I'll save it in downloads just to make it easy to find and compare. So now I have a scalable vector graphic that I can use anywhere. So if I now insert a picture from this device, there we are, you can see it now has what looks like an internet icon next to it, because that's how it reads for some reason. They don't seem to have a special graphic for that. And now whatever I do with this, it should remain. Now, because of course the original image was just so shaky, it was already blurred. There's not a lot you can really do with that. However, there are things you can otherwise do in another program. So if I were to, let's say, take my program, Snagit. So I'm just opening that up now. Bom bom. Let's have a new image there. I'm going to open the image that we started with to begin with, which is in downloads. I'm going to take that one there. Okay, so you can see this is a tiny image. It's only 41 by 42. I can upscale the image to begin with. So if I save image and resize the image, and instead of giving it a resolution of 96, let's give it a resolution of, I don't know, 800 dpi. That will immediately beef it up, and it does the anti-aliasing and so on. It's still not quite as I would like it, because you can see there's quite a bit of distortion going around the edges here. So I can fix this. Good enough, good enough. Okay, so I can do that, trim it, save it. Yep, save it as a PNG, that's fine with me because I want the transparency. And I want to make sure, what have I got this as? That's still saving it as 32-bit, that's okay with me. Why not? Okay, so this is a much larger thing than we started with. It's 346 by 350. And I'm going to select that, copy it, put it into PowerPoint, put it in here, and you can see right away that's a much sharper version of this version here, and it's massively, massively upscaled. In smaller scale, that's just nice and sharp. Anyway, we'll save that as a large image. We will save then as an SVG. And I'm going to call it back arrow blue, dark blue. so that when I want this back again, if I insert an image, or rather a picture from this device, I now have back arrow dark blue, huge great blooming thing, which I can scale up and down without any great loss of performance. Good deal better than, you know, this chap here. And of course, once you've got one, you can always just flip it around. So, rotate and flip. There we go. So now we've got one that does that and one that does that. Move out of the way. Nothing, of course, stopping you from then saying, oh, I'll save that also as an SVG. Forward arrow. Let's see what happens when we import that. Insert picture, this device. Okay. I think it would have been better if I had saved that as a larger scale thing to begin with, because you can see that's not nearly as crisp, I don't think it is anyway, as the same size thing. So because I've saved it as a smaller image to begin with, I think it's actually lost some of its, yeah, it's definitely lost some of its intensity. So it's better to save it as a large image first, and then once you've saved it as a large SVG, then you'll be able to scale it downwardly and back up to its maximum. It's still workable. I mean, you can still see it's pretty good. This is definitely crisper though on the left. If you really concentrate, you can see that that is definitely a sharper image. Anyway, there it is. That is how one can create SVGs. It does, obviously, I mean, to get these kind of crisp lines, I did have to go into another program. This one has happened, Snagit, to do all the other bits and pieces. If you would like me to do it for you, happy to do so. It's my kind of thing, but equally, it's a nice skill to develop for yourself, so as you please. I'm happy to help however I can. All right, hope that's helpful.